Hello friends and welcome back, and today we shall be doing analysis of sentiment analysis of the food reviews, and this is the dataset of Kaggle Amazon Fine Food Reviews, and this can be downloaded from here. I'll provide the link and you can just go and hit the download button, unzip the file, and we'll get started with our Jupyter notebook. So this is the current my directory which I'm working on, and I have uploaded this reviews.csv here. So I just need this file here, and then I will start with the Amazon Fine Food Review analysis. So let me just show you what are we gonna do in this. Now, first of all, what is sentiment analysis? It is simply analyzing an opinion of people, whether it is positive, negative, or neutral regarding any service, product, or food. So this time we are dealing with food, okay? And this shows the attitude of a speaker. All right. Now we start with loading basic libraries. I think by now you people are like well versed and expert in loading NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and also Seaborn here. I have now downloaded Seaborn here. Okay. So which I'll show you later on, okay, because it has been imported in the later cells. So next we will just read the CSV file in our df container which we've created an object. Read the first five. What does it shows? It just shows me ID, product ID, user ID, profile name, and so on. Now what is the important thing here? Either I can drop the things which I don't need, the columns, or I can simply carry on with the data and use only the columns which are needed. So I have not dropped, but I have carried on with the data set. So I have used the score, summary, text. Okay, so these are of more importance here: the score, the summary, and the text, which would help me determine all right, which would help me determine the sentiment of the user about the product, about the food. All right, so let's see the shape of this data. It is like more than 5 lakh reviews, and there are 10 columns, as you can see. And if we go on to the info, this is simple exploration of the data set which we are doing, and you can see the data types and you can see the null type. So we have got certain null values in the profile name, in summary, and also in the score. No, not in the score, but in profile name and in summary only, right? And you can see the data type here, so I will not invest more time in here. Okay, now let me first show you the df summary, because we are concerned with summary and head. So I will show you the, let's see the summary dot head. What does it show? This is like okay, I've converted into a data frame, and this is like good quality dog food, not as advertised, and you can see the first 5 entries here. Next is, you can see similarly the first 5 text. What does this contains is that I have brought several of this, etc, etc. Now you see, notice one thing in this text. I have got I've got is, if, you, at, so these are the stop words, and I can remove them. Okay, and you can also see that these are capital letters. So next task comes from this, that we have to do some text processing. So what is this text processing? Is that you are removing these stop words, you're converting it into a lowercase, you're removing punctuation if any, and you are lemmatizing them. Lemmatizing, as we have done in the earlier video, that lemmatizing simply, it just makes this word to its root. It just takes it to its root, and also takes care of the context. So you can just refer to the previous videos. I will provide the link and everything. So just for now, let's just be on the same page. So this is text processing. Now for text pre-processing, I'm using TextBlob. Now this is also a library which is very easy and easy to use, and it interfaces well with NLTK library, and it is also built upon NLTK. And this helps us to perform various functions like, tagging. You can, do some extraction from this, sentiment analysis, classification, translation. It is also used for uh, calculating the sentiment scores, but we won't be using TextBlob for this video, in this project especially. So what, first of all, is that you have to install this TextBlob. So this is the command in the command line in this Jupyter notebook. Just write pip install TextBlob. So when this will be installed, we can just get started with this. So now NLTK corpus, I hope you've got NLTK downloaded, and this will work when you've got NLTK downloaded. So import NLTK and download NLTK. It is in the previous first video, the basic video. Please go and watch it because this is important. How does this corpus work and what all are there in the corpus? So in this NLTK corpus, we will import stop words, and then from TextBlob we will import TextBlob and also Word. Now the first pre-processing is with lower casing and removing the punctuation. So this is how we'll remove this. We will apply lambda function here. This is an anonymous function in Python. And then what we do is simply we are replacing it with our with a space, and then join this x lower for x dot x dot x and x dot split. This is what the function we are using. X dot split is important here, and what is that which is being replaced, and that is that it is being replaced by this simple lower casing. Okay, right. So now the next is removing the punctuation. I want to remove these punctuations like these punctuations which have been mentioned here. This will also parse the underscores and everything, and this is being replaced by a simple space or simple I can say it's a space, right? So as you can see here, you will find here I is being replaced by lowercase. Every first sentence, first word is being alphabet is being replaced by lowercase, and the punctuations have also been replaced. Let's just see first how this replace works. Actually, the syntax for this is str.replace, that is string.replace old, new, and count. So if you got a string like yo, the food was delicious, and you would just replace it like print string.replace what, the word old delicious with yummy. So what you get is that yo, the food was yummy. So this is how the replace function work. Okay, all right. So now we go on to removing these stop words. So you'll remove these stop words like, stop is equals to stop words dot word. Now I'm using these words of TextBlob, remember. So TextBlob helped me to remove these things. So the stop word, I'm dealing with the English language, so I've used English. And then what I do is I will again, split it and join it, removing these stop words and joining it again. So that's what it has been done. So you can see that I, me, my, is, everything has been removed. These stop words are being removed. Okay. So I have not run this spelling correction code because this was taking a lot of time, and this really takes a lot of time because there are like 5 lakh reviews. So you have to be a little bit patient and let it run. Now we'll use lemmatization. In lemmatization again, I will use apply lambda function here. Lambda is very useful when you're applying all these things. So you can just quickly code it in just one line and done with it. So word dot word and then lemmatize for x dot x, for x and x dot split, and then you can see that it has been lemmatized. Okay, now I want to show you something about WordCloud. So we are now using the WordCloud, moving to WordCloud. What is this WordCloud is? First let me show you this WordCloud so that it gives you a better understanding of it. So this is what word clouds look like, and we have to plot this. Now this is something called like a visual representation of the words which are occurring frequently or uh, in the data in our text. So these are the most prominent words in the text. So what we'll do is we will plot this for the summary. Okay, so we'll look at the summary text using the word cloud. So word cloud, again, it is a visual representation, and the importance of each bean is shown with the font size or color. And this is very, you can very quickly perceive the most prominent terms in this just for visual representation, how what our, you know um, our text data really contains. It's a good way. So first of all, you have to install this word cloud, and when you will install this, you will get something like this. So I'm working on this version. Okay, so now you will import the word cloud, import the stop words, and then now we cannot just simply go ahead and plot this. First let us do a little exploration first. So first I will show you this df.score value counts, because we will be using scores in our reviews. Okay, so the score, like we've got some 5 scores, 1 to 5, and you can see that the positive one is the highest. We have something like 3 lakh something or so, and the negative scores are, the negative reviews are also there, but we have got mostly the positive reviews, as you can see in the count plot also. 4 and 5, that means the positive reviews we have, and 1 2 are the negative reviews. 3 means neutral. So we'll be working with positive and negative only. So let's what do I do? I just create a new data frame called reviews, and I store it like and perform further exploratory analysis in this. So reviews, we've got a few, drop any, that means any null values, I will just drop it. And then what you do is in object called score 1 till score 5, just to store these. What if reviews score equals to 1, review score equals to 2, and so on. So this is gonna store all these things. Next thing what I'll do it, I will just concatenate all the above score 1 till 5, and I will, what I'll do, I'll use this now later on in my code. So I've just used this. Now what I'll do is I will create the word cloud for this summaries this thing column. So what I do is that word cloud function, it just has to take a single string. Actually, it will not take the string for so many like we have got in here. So we have to convert it into a single string of text, and for that I have to concatenate all the summaries. That's what we have done it here. Now you can build it for text column. What you do have to do is like here summary, just write text. Okay, so that's how you can interchange it with text column, and you will get the words, prominent words for the text column. So now what I do is in reviews.str, this is an object which has been created, and here I'm using this review sample, which is a single string of all the concatenated reviews here, and I will just take the summary of it, and then I will use the function str.cat, and then just word plot this, make a again an object word cloud. I'm defining the background as white. You can take black, gray, anything, and then you dot generate what review str, this object. Okay, set the figure size, set set the internal im dot show what you want, interpolation as bilinear, and the word cloud, and the axis you can just set it, and plt dot show to show you the graph, the plot which you've got. And as you can see that the great, good, taste, best, love, product, and all these things, these are the words which are prominent in my summary column. And if you just convert it to text, you will get another set of words which would be for the text column. Okay, followed? Now we come to something different. Now again for further analysis, because now we want positive and negative reviews. Similar like word, this word cloud for positive and negative reviews. Let's just create that. So before that we create, what we do is we will create an object for negative and positive reviews, and that's what has been done here. So we have splitted the data into negative and positive scores. Scores is 1 and 2, it is negative, and positive is 4 and 5, right? Okay, so this is what I have written. So if you've got a score as 1 and 2, then this is a negative review, and if it is 4 and 5, then it is positive review. Then we have transformed everything into a single string, and what we use for that is str.cat. Okay, this function, and that is what we have done. We have done negative reviews dot summary dot str.cat, positive reviews dot summary str.cat. Okay, since we are using it for summary, that's why I have used summary here. Otherwise you can use text if you're using text here. Okay, now what you do is, now we'll create a word cloud for negative reviews and positive reviews. So this is I have firstly you just set the background color as white and black, anything as per your choice. So this is white for the negative reviews, and you generate what negative review string, that is what we have created here, the single string, this object. And for positive, again you just set the background color as black and generate positive review string, this one, right? So again, set the figure size for matplotlib, and it will just show you. I've set the title, figure size, plot, and everything. So this is what it looks like. Review with negative scores. So as you can see here, what are the reviews? Taste, bad, worth, dog, mad, made, disappointed, chocolate, hard, awful. Can you see these things? Bitter, one. But you can see also here great, good, everything. So there's a mix of things. Okay, you can see horrible. So this is just a way to get a vague idea about what all words are there in your summary or your text, right? Beware, expensive, worst smell. Can you see? Okay. Now we come to the reviews with the positive scores. Again, just we are just setting the figure size and giving the various parameters for that. And this you can see: best, great, good, love, excellent, delicious, tasty, taste, free, flavor, product, etc. Okay, happy, perfect. Okay, now we are coming to, now we are done with the word cloud. Now let's come to the sentiment score. What does the sentiment score means? This means that you are using, actually in this project we are using a pre-trained model, and it takes input from the text and output the sentiment score, which could be from -1 to 1. If you do not understand this thing, it will be very clear. Just follow with me, just be with me, okay? So now we are using the Vader sentiment here, and this is balance aware dictionary and sentiment reasoner. This is the library which we will be using. So you have to install this first. This will might take a little time, but when you're done with this, we will start using it. So this, what does this do? This helps you to estimate the positive and negative score. This tells you about the positive and negative score, but also it tells you the how much it is. Like, it tells you the intensity of the positive and negative score. Also, it gives you the value of it. So if you want to know, just not knowing positive and negative, but also how much positive and how much negative, so this is what the sentiment score is. So that is what we will be calculating with better sentiment, and we are using a pre-trained model. We don't have to design a model for this, okay? All right, so this is polarity, actually -1 and +1, which also the text blob uses. So you can either use text blob here, or you can use this better sentiment. So we are using better sentiment. After installation, let us just so I've imported Seaborn here. All right. So what you do is import all these libraries. This is for regular expression, OS system, and all these things. Now I'm using this function to get these sentiments. So what is that? From Vader sentiment import in sentiment intensity analyzer. This will help you in getting these scores. And then in analyzer, I've stored this analyzer. Then what you do is you generate sentiment for all the sentences which are present in the dataset, because that is what is required here. Because what the sentence is saying, it is having an emotion or a sentiment behind it, and we want to understand that sentiment. So how do we understand this? This is the code which helps you to determine that. So you create an empty array, and then we will go for a for loop here in the text, and then you create this vs, and here we will use the polarity score here in those row, and you will append this. Then what you will do, you will create a new data frame with the sentiments, and the new data frame would contain these elements, as you can see here: the negative, neutral, positive, and the compound. Now, as you can see here, the compound, now I'll tell you what this compound means. But before that, this data frame has to be concatenated with our initial data frame. So what I do is I concat this, and I just reset this index, and you concat this df sentiments here. Axis is 1 for the columns. So as you can see, this has been concatenated with our initial data frame. So we got this negative, neutral, positive compound. But how would you understand which reviews positive and negative? It is just the numbers which is saying certain things. So now to make it more user friendly, more readable, what we do is we will simply use a threshold function, and we will convert the positive and negative sentiments using that threshold. So what I'll do is if just a condition that if this compound what we got, if it is greater than equal to 0, then it is positive, else it is negative, right? So when we run this code, what happens is that we get here the sentiment as positive because it is greater than equals to 0, and it is negative when it is less than equal to 0, sorry, less than 0, right? So this is how it just gives you the sentiment of each text, okay, the review. Now the result is what? Now if you want to just sum up the result, that how many positive and how many negative reviews we have, so you can just make an object result, in that store this dfc sentiment dot value comes, and you will plot it and give it a good color, like any color you want. So this is positive and negative, and we see that the positive reviews are much higher, like more than 5 lakh as compared to the negative reviews. So you can just interchange this sentiment with different I mean to say that you can just group by this sentiment to buy products, and to understand how the customers giving the feedback against the product. So you can just explore various columns here and plot them. So this was about Amazon food find review analysis. Another thing is that this is also if you are worried about how to get this coding sheet, then don't worry, because it will be provided in the GitHub link, and also on this Kaggle sheet. You can just go to the kernel, and download it or work with it. So code is not a problem, just understanding how does it work and what is WordCloud and why we are using this. And I hope this better sentiment is clear to you guys. And if you've got any problem, please post it in the comment section so that I can just work on that. And this was the sentiment analysis of the food reviews, right? And stay tuned for next upcoming videos and projects. And thanks for watching.